To introduce our final award of the night is Orchidea Foundation Advisory Board member and president and founder of Kynikos Associates, Jim Chanos.
Hello, I'm Jim Chanos, and I am honored and a bit saddened to present the Orchi Courage Award on behalf of the Orchidea Foundation to Dr. Joseph Costa, who was the chief of critical care at Baltimore's Mercy Medical Center. Dr. Costa tirelessly worked with COVID-19 patients this past spring and summer until he contracted the disease himself and succumbed to it in July of this year. Dr. Costa's award will be accepted by his husband, David Hart, and his family. We are tremendously saddened by Dr. Costa's passing, yet remembrance of all that he did by selflessly putting his life literally on the front lines to battle this horrible disease is an inspiration for all of us in these trying times. When thinking about what I was going to say to celebrate the memory of Dr. Costa, I was struck by the words of Marianne Rodmacher, who said, "Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I will try again tomorrow." And in these times of increased stress and dissension among us all throughout a deadly pandemic, I think those words, in thinking of the memory of Dr. Costa, would all do us well. Thank you again to his husband and to his family for accepting this award on behalf of the Orchidea Foundation. The Orchidea Courage Award goes to Dr. Joseph Costa in memory. Thank you.
This week, we highlight another life well lived. We all know how dangerous the coronavirus has been. It's now killed more than 170,000 people here in the U.S. One Baltimore doctor with a rare autoimmune disorder knew those dangers and still put himself on the front lines every day. Dr. Joseph Costa was the head of the critical care unit at Mercy Medical Center in Baltimore.
These are stressful times. You guys are all doing a great job, and I'm proud to be part of this team.
For the past several months, he spent his time at the bedsides of the sickest COVID patients in the ICU he ran, even though that put him in mortal danger. That's because of an inflammatory condition in his lungs and lymph nodes. As the pandemic got worse, his husband of 28 years says he begged Costa not to go to work, but the doctor refused because he wanted to be there with his staff. He didn't want them to face the risks alone. Joseph Costa grew up in Maryland and stayed close to home, earning his medical degree from the University of Maryland School of Medicine. He eventually wound up at Mercy Medical. His colleagues describe him as selfless, caring, and committed to his patients. And a statement from the hospital says he dedicated his life and career to caring for the sickest patients. And when the global pandemic came down upon us, Joe selflessly continued his work on the front lines. Joseph Costa, a critical care doctor who put his patients' needs above his own, died last month of coronavirus, a month after he was diagnosed with COVID-19. He was surrounded by his husband and nearly 24 hospital colleagues and friends when he passed away. Dr. Joseph Costa was 56 years old.
To receive our Courage Award on behalf of Dr. Costa are his husband, David Hart, and his father, Richard Costa. Congratulations, and thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you so very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Today we stand together as global citizens facing an international crisis. It is a moral moment, one that requires great courage. Every person around the world has an important part to play. A mother juggling the education of her children and the care of her family. A grocery store clerk ensuring we are able to buy necessities. A postal carrier delivering medicine or monthly checks. Or a healthcare worker who places the patient's well-being above their own. This is a moment that binds us together. Like the Greeks 80 years ago who stood up heroically to the Axis powers and said, "Ohi." Today, we are equally determined to surmount this threat and emerge a more compassionate and more united as human beings. Joe never liked being referred to as a doctor. He always told his patients to call him Joe. That was his essence. He saw the world through an egalitarian lens, often telling me to look down and not up, meaning be aware of those who are less fortunate. He had a special place in his heart for those less fortunate. Whether a patient battling COVID or a housekeeper at work who needed help paying her child's tuition, Joe stepped in to offer encouragement and work toward solving the problem. He did so quietly, unreservedly, and with a gentle grace. At this time, it is important to recognize and honor the sacrifice of the more than 1,000 healthcare workers in the United States and the many additional healthcare workers around the world who also have given their lives for their fellow man. Additionally, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the financial stipend attached to the Ohi Courage Award will be the first gift placed into the Joseph J. Costa Charitable Trust, which will launch tonight at midnight. You can visit josephcostatrust.org for more information. In closing, I would like to share with you all that Greece held a very special place in Joe's heart. Greece was the last place we were able to visit. The hospitality shown us in Athens and in the islands, especially the island of Chios, is something I will always treasure. Now I'm going to try and do this. Sas ethachris dome ia to vavreo. Thank you all very, very much. It's an extreme honor.
We are honored to have you with us, both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Congratulations to our honorees today. Thank you again to our sponsors who made this event possible. Thank you to our presenters. Thank you for the National Press Club who hosted us today. Thank you to the amazing video production team at Zilla Media. And thank you to our phenomenal MC today, my beautiful wife, Laura Evans Manitos. This program will be broadcast in its entirety on our website where you're watching it now. So if you want to share that with friends or watch it again, we'd love to have you do that. Thank you all for being with us today, and happy 80th anniversary of Ohi Day.
Enjoy the day. Thank you for being with us.